Hi, I'm Angie Green, your TurboKick Live format expert, and I have a challenge for you. I want to talk to you about some ways that we can clean up subtle mistakes that we make in terms of form and technique. So I want you to listen to these tips, and I want you to videotape yourself to see, are there any subtle corrections that you can make? Because subtle changes in your form and technique can make all the difference in the world when you're modeling proper form and technique to your class. We're always trying to improve. So let's start with the guard. I want you to think about when you videotape and watch yourself, what your guard looks like in terms of your W and in terms of keeping your hands up by your face. Because you know that when one arm isn't punching, the other arm stays right up next to the ear. Same thing for the W's. Your W's should be sharp and tight to the body. Are they consistent on both sides? So maybe on this side you have a nice sharp W, but on this side your arm extends. So you want to look to make sure that the elbows are tight in towards the body. And make those improvements as you watch yourself when you videotape, you teaching your class or just doing the moves at home. The second tip that I have is watching those stutter starts or those staggered movements that we may see our participants do in class. And what I mean by that in terms of a stagger or a stutter, sometimes you'll see a little stutter before we punch. Step, cross, so taking out that subtle movement, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, lifting the chest, keeping the hands right next to the ears into your guard, and making sure that you have quick execution and quick retraction without doing that little stagger or stutter in the movement. And then the third tip that I have for you is avoiding the wind up. So particularly on a cross or an uppercut or a hook, you may see a little bit of wind up in the movement, meaning you're extending the arm and then you're sweeping it around tight to the body versus lifting the elbow up to 90 degrees, sliding it across the top of a shelf. So you could clean this up by taking out that wind up. And again, it might not be that big. It might be a small little wind up. But focus on really cleaning up, making that subtle change so the arms are tight to the body. Again, full extension and pull back with retraction. So I want you to videotape yourself. Ask yourself those 3 questions. Are my guards tight? Are the W's tight to the body? Am I avoiding any of that stagger or exaggerated movement? And am I avoiding that wind up on my punches? So making those subtle changes to your upper body movement will make all the difference in the world when you're teaching your class.